Okay, welcome to our monthly coaching call. Today is all about mindset and addressing your questions, of course, which we'll save to the end. But when you feel like you're doing everything right and you've got these great supplements, you're following the program, you feel like you're really on point, and now you're not getting results. What is the missing link? It's easy fix, but it's not easy. So when we are doing all the things correct and we're still not getting the results we want, and we're noticing some effect, like maybe we're sleeping better or we're in a better mood or whatever that may be, when we're not getting the results that we want, chances are it's a limiting belief that is keeping us stuck. So today we're going to talk all about beliefs. We're going to talk about mindset. We're going to go through a few activities to hopefully help you stay on track. And then we'll close out with your questions. So I made some notes. I'm going to pull those up because if you have been with me for a little while, you know that I can tend to squirrel, and I don't want to squirrel. We want to stay on track and make the most of your time. Okay. So, very first thing I want all of us to do, and you can drop this in the comments or you can just do this on your own, is I want you to think of something that's going really well right now. Like in this program, you're taking supplements, you're trying to move your body, you're focusing on diet or eating anti inflammatory. What's going well? Because not everything can be going wrong. So, pick out the one thing that's going well and drop it below. And that tends to go right into our conversation about beliefs. So if you sat there briefly and thought, well, nothing's going right, something needs to be going right. So often we focus on one thing, which is our end result, but we miss that so many other things are falling into place, like maybe sleeping better, maybe having a better mood, um, maybe feeling more on point with diet, maybe getting enough water in. Like, what is the thing that's going really well in this program? Because it's never going to just be one thing that we do that's the magic button that flips the switch. It's going to be a lot of little things that we do throughout the day that compound and make the biggest difference in reaching our goal. So Jody, who's normally on these calls, she is on vacation right now. She shared with me this milkshake theory, and it goes right along with mindset. So, the idea around the milkshake theory is two groups of people were given milkshakes. And of course, we've got one group of people who were told that this milkshake is high in fat, it's high in sugar, it's over 600 calories, and we want you to consume it day in and day out. The other group was told that their milkshake is high protein, low sugar, low fat, a great source of protein for their diet. They were told all the really pretty things about this shake, all the things that make you feel like, yeah, I want to drink that because it's good for me. So on that day, they were given the healthy shake. And then actually in the study, it will switch from one group to the next. One day, the protein shake is for the healthy protein shakes for one group. And then the next day, they're going to get the high fat, high sugar protein shake. And they're going to be told exactly what they're drinking. And then the whole goal of the study was to figure out how did the mindset play in to the results that they were experiencing. So let's first talk about the shakes. First, the shakes were the exact same. They were low fat, moderate sugar, about 300 calories. They weren't one extreme, 600 plus calories for a shake, or the normal 120, 150 calories for a shake. They were just middle of the road shake. And what they were determining is the hormone around hunger. And that hormone is ghrelin. So when we feel hungry, when our stomach feels empty, our ghrelin will rise and we will all of a sudden get that hunger signal like, okay, it's time to eat. And what happened is after we eat, ghrelin, the hormone, should lower because we just ate. But what they noticed in the differences when they gave the different groups the high fat milkshake or the high protein, low calorie milkshake is that the group that knew that they were getting a really fattening shake, their ghrelin level significantly dropped after they drank the shake. They knew that their body would be full. what happened and with the other group that got the high protein, low calorie shake is when they drank this shake, they still felt hungry. They didn't register that it was still dense enough. Now, the shakes were the exact same that they received. They were just told different information. And when we have a belief around something, our body recognizes that belief. So this was a simple thing about shakes. If you drink a high dense, high fat, high sugar, high calorie protein protein shake, you should feel fuller longer. If you're given a shake where it's low calorie, protein, low fat, low sugar, all the things, and we think it's healthy, oftentimes we don't feel satiated. But it's not because the hormone's not working correctly, it's our belief around it. So that just goes to show you that our belief and our ability to shed belly fat, to lose weight, to balance hormones goes a long way in how our body is going to perform. So if you're that woman, and I can think back to like my teen years when I experienced a lot of PMS or terrible cramps, and maybe all those things were true. Maybe I was PMS and maybe I did have terrible cramps. But every month, I remember me and my friends, we would set ourselves up for a week of hell. We would set ourselves up for this week-long moodiness, bloat, feeling crampy, having headaches, all the things, because we said we were going to experience those things. So, of course, what did we experience? We experienced those things. So, when we change our belief system, whether it's around weight loss, whether it's around balancing hormones, whether it's getting through menopause, no matter what it is, it could be, anything, even in our personal, professional lives, whatever. When we tell ourselves the outcome, that is what we will experience. A good friend of mine once told me, whatever you say is true, and whatever you think is true, because you are your most trusted person. Like your mind trusts you more than anyone else. I mean, you've been with each other for a really long time. So if you say it's hard to lose weight, well, then it is. So the goal of this activity that we're getting ready to do is to really begin to flip the script. Flip the script on the idea that we have these limiting beliefs and they're floating around in our head, and it's keeping us in a place of being stuck. And when we flip the script, now we may still have those limiting beliefs, but when we train our brain to begin to think differently, then we begin to get a different result. And taking these supplements will also help with that, because it's going to help with the signaling between the gut and the brain. And those thoughts will begin to change anyway. But we also need to do our part and make sure that we're waking up in the morning with good thoughts, going to bed with gratitude, and having those things in place, because right now you are doing the things you need to be doing. You're eating healthy, you're moving your body, you're drinking plenty of water, you're getting good sleep, you're taking supplements that are clinically proven to give you the results you're looking for. So everything's in place. And if you're not getting the results you want, is there a limiting belief that is holding you back? Okay. So it's mindset matters. When people feel like they're going to get a result, they typically do. They always say the mind is one of the most beneficial things for the healing process. Like you get two people who are struggling with the same thing, they react completely different. Okay, so I apologize for the interruption. Let's get back to how this ties back into your weight loss journey or balancing your hormones, whatever journey you're on. How does this tie into it? So I mentioned earlier, the products have been proven with clinical trials. The ingredients are known to help balance hormones. The ingredients are known to shed belly fat. So let's begin to pinpoint what's holding you back. And I feel like I can speak from this from experience, because when I started my weight loss journey, I walked into that journey kind of knowing it wasn't going to work for me. And that was the very first thing we had to address. Me and my coach, we had to sit there and address. And she's like, why won't it work for you? And I went back and I thought of all the times I tried and failed, all the things I did that were proven to work and I failed. And we went through each one of those programs or diets. And some of them involved, very strenuous exercise daily. And, I ran out of time. And then I also was injured. Like, again, my apologies. So when I started my weight loss journey, I had a lot of limiting beliefs and I had to get through a lot of different things. And I used a lot of excuses as to why things weren't going to work for me, even though I was on the right track and I was doing something different. I was balancing hormones. I had to get through those limiting beliefs. So I'm going to list out some common limiting beliefs. And then our goal from here on out is to flip the script. And our goal is not just to flip the script for today, it's to flip the script every morning when we wake up. It's to flip the script every time a negative feeling or a negative thought comes in around balancing hormones, around shedding belly fat, around whether or not this is going to work for you. It is to flip the script. And you'll begin to catch yourself more and more. And eventually, you won't have to be flipping the script anymore because you will have changed that programming in our minds. So, number one, I can't lose weight. How many of us have said it? Two, it's not happening fast enough. It's totally guilty of thinking that from time to time. It's been a long time since I've been that size. I don't even think it's possible. I have a sweet tooth. My fat is hereditary. My mom was heavy. Her mom was heavy. All my aunts are heavy. So I guess I just assumed I would be heavy too. And what's cool about that one is you can break a generational gap. So you can become that healthy mom for yourself, but then you're also becoming that healthy woman, that healthy mom for the generations that are coming after you. So it goes beyond just the one thing. So I can go off on a total tangent there, but let's flip the script on some of these. Instead of saying, I can't lose the weight, what if you flip the script and you just repeated over and over every time the thought, I can't lose the weight? What if you just said, my body's on a healing journey? This is completely different than other things that we have done. We're getting to the root cause. So instead of saying, I can't lose the weight because what you tell yourself is true, your brain will believe whatever you tell it. If you can't lose the weight, your brain will believe it, even if you're doing everything really well, even if you have science-backed products. If you say you can't, your body will respond to that. So just flip it. I'm on a healing journey. Easy enough. I'm on a healing journey. Not happening fast enough. Sometimes it's not just flipping the script, it's understanding where the truth is in that. How do we know it's not happening fast enough? Where is the truth in that? Because we all wanted it yesterday. We all want balanced hormones. We want menopause symptoms to stop. We want to shed belly fat yesterday because we've already been living with it for so long. But because we've been living with it for so long, it's not that it isn't happening fast enough. It's just that we want it to happen faster. But who's to say whose timeline is correct? So again, a simple one is my body's on a healing journey. My body is doing exactly what God designed it to do. So if we struggle shedding weight, there's a reason, and our body is responding to that. So we can simply flip the script that my body will heal in its time. I will shed the weight in the time. I've been this size for a long time. If that's something that you're saying and you're struggling to be able to flip that script, you are exactly where you are supposed to be at this time. And again, an easy one for a lot of the negativity around losing weight or not being able to balance hormones is I'm on a healing journey. I'm on a healing journey over and over. Write it on Post-it notes, stick it to your refrigerator, stick it to your mirror that you look at when you get ready in the morning. I remember I actually don't have Post-it. I have one Post-it note on my refrigerator still to this day. It's the same one I wrote 2 years ago. But I used to have my mirror in my bathroom lined with Post-it notes of good sayings, of flipped scripts, of positive affirmations, because I had a lot of limiting beliefs. And if that's you, there's absolutely no shame in that, unless you stay in that place. So now we can fix it. Get those Post-it notes out. Don't be embarrassed by them. You're on a journey that is going to require you to level up and have a different mindset and approach things differently to be successful. A sweet tooth. I used to say, well, I have a sweet tooth, so dieting is really hard. So, a little background story. Sweet tooth is actually a hormone imbalance. When we struggle with sweets, it means that our GLP-1 is a bit out of sorts, that hormone. And when we balance that, you'll lose those cravings. So to say you have a sweet tooth is actually false. It just means we have imbalanced hormones. But we don't want to constantly be saying, I have imbalanced hormones. I have imbalanced hormones. No, my hormones are balancing. My hormones are balancing and my sweet tooth is going away. My hormone is balancing and I enjoy eating healthy foods. My hormone is balancing and I crave raspberries and blueberries and fruit or those kinds of things. So we just flip the script. Hereditary. So this was a big one. And the thing I used to say was, I'm breaking generational gaps. I'm breaking that generational stigma that just because someone else is struggling with their weight in my family didn't mean I had to. And same way with my husband's family. Like my husband has, his father was heavy. He has since lost quite a bit of weight, but his father had struggled with weight for 50 years. And neither Greg nor I wanted that. So to sit in the place of, oh my goodness, we're going to break a generational stigma around what we think is going to happen. We're going to be healthy. We're not going to continue to hang on to the weight. So when we flip that script, we begin to say statements that are positive, that are reaffirming on this journey that we're going on, that keep our eye moving forward instead of focusing backwards. If you ever need to focus backwards, remember how far you've come. And I don't mean by just a number on the scale, but how are you feeling? Over and over, you're telling me that you feel good, you're sleeping better, you're doing all the things, and you feel good. So when you are feeling better, that's part of your journey. If you're less moody and you're not snapping, that's part of your journey. How far have you come? These things become your new belief statement. So you can write like, I'm on a healing journey. I'm breaking generational gaps. I'm feeling better. I'm losing the weight. I'm getting healthier. I think at our age, it's not just about shedding the weight, although I know how important that is. It's about this longevity of health. It's about feeling good as we continue to age. That way we can be active and go do things and really enjoy life. I've been on vacation for a few weeks, and there were times where we were on uneven surfaces. We were doing a lot of stairs. Sometimes we had to pull our luggage and lift it up a flight of stairs because there was not an elevator where we were at. And all I kept thinking is, I'm so thankful that I've taken care of myself. And I'm guilty. I didn't always take care of myself. I'm so thankful I'm now taking care of myself because I could do those things. Had I remained heavy, who knows if I would have back problems or knee problems or those things. A lot of the activities we did over the last 2 weeks would have been extremely difficult and would have left me winded all the time and frustrated. And so we get to step into this new chapter where we may be traveling more, or we have more time freedom, or whatever that looks like for you as our kids begin their own lives and possibly need us a little bit less. We're getting healthy, and we're being healthy into those years that really open up a lot of opportunity for us. So remember, whatever you tell yourself is true. Now, throughout the day, I want you to know that I'm a constant work in progress. And I don't know if that's you, but if it's you, I want you to know it's okay to be a constant work in progress. I often visualize that I have these two little cartoon characters on my shoulders. Do you remember watching cartoons when you were little? And one was a little angel and one was a little devil, and they sat on whatever cartoon character's shoulders. And the angel would whisper really great positive things into the character's ear, and then the devil would try to get them to do something really negative. So we still have that today. So I have these two little characters that are are constantly sending me messages. This one I've always called Wonder Woman. So you feel free to take that. This one's Wonder Woman. This is the woman that feels strong and powerful and makes great decisions and doesn't let junk get in her way and has very little self doubt, has a lot of confidence. That's this one. That's Wonder Woman. And then I have Betty over here. And I apologize if you're a Betty. No offense. Betty is the one that talks trash. Betty is the one that makes me think I'm not capable or not worthy or it's not possible for me. And when her voice pops up, this is when I want you to use your I am statements. So whatever your little character is, whatever that voice is in your head that drives you nuts, that's trying to keep you from being your best. They sometimes call it like your little ego or the inner child. Pop it off. Just get rid of the person, get rid of the thought and replace it with your flip scripts, your I am statements. And if you don't even know what to say at that point, when you get something in your head and you're just like, that's so negative, just say, I don't believe that. I am worthy. Go away. Stop talking to me. I'm not listening to that. And replace it with just one thing that's positive. I am worthy. I think women often forget our worthiness. I know I have in the past. We're so busy being a wife and a mom, and we're everything to everyone. Somewhere we forget to be enough for us, and we're always enough. So remember that you are worthy. Here are 3 little tips. And if you master the first one, your life will be perfect or near perfect. Number 1, stop criticizing yourself. Stop criticizing yourself. We are all a work in progress. We can all say all the things that aren't good enough, but none of us are perfect. Nothing will ever be perfect. We are exactly where we are meant to be. We are exactly made for this time in history. We need to stop criticizing ourselves. Be gentle, be kind, be patient as your body heals, as you go on a journey, as things change, as things don't change, or they don't move fast enough in your books. Be gentle, be kind, be patient. And then the last thing is it's okay to make mistakes. It's totally okay to make mistakes. We don't have to be perfect to hit the goal. We don't have to be perfect 100% of the time to get to where we want to go. So be okay making mistakes. The sign of you're on the right path is when you do make a mistake and you get right back up and you reapproach and you tackle it again and you do it again and you do it better than you did it the last time. So if yesterday was a really bad diet day and your nutrition was just like way off, if today is better, kudos. Absolute kudos. If you only worked out for 15 minutes, pat yourself on the back because a 15-minute workout is way better than a no workout. So give yourself grace. Don't criticize at all. Be patient, kind, and gentle with yourself and allow yourself to make mistakes. One mistake does not equate to everything that's coming to you. So just brush yourself back off and get back on. So I'm going to pause this because I see lots of comments and questions coming in. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. I'm going to answer all the questions. If you have questions, be sure to send them to your coach so she can help answer them, whether it's over product, over mindset. If you need tapping, Jody is excellent at that. Feel free to reach out to her for that. And I hope you have an amazing, amazing day.